Hey guys, how's it going? I am that socially awkward gamer you probably forgot existed, otherwise known as PattyJack, and welcome to Second Impressions of Tropico 4. I figured since Tropico 5 is coming out in a few days, I would go back in time to the year 2011 when Tropico 4 was released, because, hey, maybe I'll get more views this way if I cover a game in the series. It's totally my motivation, not to recommend or unrecommend games for you. It's all about the money. I'm just kidding, mostly. Anyways. Alright, so Tropico 4 is a city building slash dictatorship simulator. It's obviously the fourth game in the series. It was released in 2011, published by IAmPattyJack? I'm going with IAmPattyJack Games, some Bulgarian name company, and they've created a few other games. Most recently, other than the Tropico series, was Omerta: City of Gangsters. It was a very mixed bag game, but the Tropico series, in my opinion, is fantastic. So, you know, you have my love, IAmPattyJack. Weirdly named developer, you have my love. Anyways, this game did come out in 2011 and has a bunch of DLC for it nowadays. I've only got the Modern Times DLC running right now. I don't even think I have any of the other stuff, but yeah, so we're gonna go into it. I'm just gonna show you exactly what Tropico is, because if you're interested in like city simulators or anything along that kind of grand strategy line, I don't know, would I call this grand strategy? I guess I would. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we're gonna go just straight into a game, I think, and I'll show you kind of what's going on. We can actually start a new game, and I can take you through, like, the, creation screen. Yeah, let's do that first. So, we'll just go ahead and do just a sandbox game, I think. There is a campaign mode in this game. They just kind of give you different missions to, like, accomplish as you're trying to build your city up, and then you go to the next island on the next mission, and things like that. So, alright. So we're creating a game right now, and you get a bunch of different islands to choose from, or you can just go random island. I like the sounds of random island. Obviously, these islands are all going to be different in like how much vegetation they have, if they have minerals, if their elevation is higher, if they have a volcano or not. I think, unless all of them have a volcano, I don't know. I haven't played on all the islands. Usually I like to do just like random islands, so we'll go random again. Why not? Alright. This is a really weird game. Weird in the best possible sense, but it's an odd game. It's got a very distinct personality to it. Let's put it that way. Okay, so we can modify a bunch of different things to the island, like the size of it and everything, how many minerals it has, the type of vegetation it has, like if it has tons or if it's bone dry. So we'll keep it probably middle of the road is good. And then elevation, so you have more cliffs or whatever. And then that'll adjust your difficulty based on like what you choose and things like that. So we can go ahead and generate the island there. And it'll give us a little overview before we go ahead. We can make a new one if we want to, but I don't really care, so we're just going to go straight into that one. And then you can edit a bunch of other stuff on this screen. So like political stability. So words. Sorry. Weird day today. So political stability obviously affects like rebels and like invasions and stuff. Economies, tourism, how long the game is, the general island population when you start out, and random events like earthquakes or volcano eruptions, tsunamis, tornadoes, and a plethora of other things that are hilarious. And then you can turn off like all these other little options here. So we're just gonna go straight ahead into the game, and then you can actually choose your different like dictator leaders. So you can choose from a big list here, or you can actually make your own custom one. And I think I'll go through the custom just to show you what that's all about as well. So yeah, you can go through all these. All these guys have like different traits and everything that do actually have an effect on the game. So this person, what's her face? Evita Peron. I can't do accents, I apologize. She's charismatic, so she has respect from all the factions. She's a compulsive gambler, which apparently the US really likes, but the religious faction dislikes. So we're just gonna go custom though. And this is my main character right here. the pirate guy, because he makes me laugh. You can, like, change things like your gender, etc. We're just gonna keep going with, what's-his-face? With PattyJack. I made my guy extremely goody two-shoes. Even his rise to power was all through, like, words instead of violence and things like that, so yeah, that's great. And you can choose different things like Communist Rebellion, which is obviously going to make communists like you more, and the USSR like you more, and etc. So we're just gonna, let's go with military coup, why not? You get plus 20 militarist faction, minus 20 crime, minus 20 liberty, and then minus 25% building costs for military style buildings. That's neat. Let's go with that one. And then we'll just go play. Why not? And I'll show you what's going on in this game, if you don't already know. So, this is kind of like a... It is a city building simulator, but it's also kind of a grand strategy island dictatorship nation simulator as well. It's kind of all blended in together. And it does it really well, because when you're on like a small island, well, this is a pretty large island, but when you're on an island like this, it's a lot easier to kind of blend in like the city aspect and the kind of like national, like country ruling aspect, because you really just have a small area to work with, so it all kind of blends in together nicely. So that's great. You can kind of like make every individual building and stuff. So as we start out on these maps, obviously you've got the palace where my like dictator resides. We've got people guarding it and everything. What I really like about the game is that you can actually like click on each individual person, and you can see exactly who they are, what they like, what factions they're a part of, and just their overall happiness with your rule. And then obviously at the bottom left-hand side here, you get things like the budget you have, and like the general happiness of your population, the population that you currently have. So currently we've got 50 people living in Tropico. I'm not really sure how 50 people are living in those 3 bunk houses, but you know, whatever. Well, there are some regular houses here too, so I guess that works. There's actually some nice houses to have in 1950. Just saying. And the game kind of gradually takes you through kind of the Cold War era, at least in the like the vanilla game. You can actually get the Modern Times campaign, which like brings you into slightly more modern things, obviously, and a bit more futuristic, you know. Okay, so what do? Well, you build stuff like a city simulator, so you get a suggested building over here. You don't have to make it, but it kind of guides you along for the first little part, and you can go through all the different options you have, like housing. I could make little shanties so more people cannot live in little shacks that they construct when there's not enough housing. Or I can go over into like entertainment. I could make a pub because everyone likes to get drunk. Or I could make tons of different stuff. I could actually work my way up to actually make like a kind of like a Seattle Space Needle cosmic pin type thing. Really cool stuff. And then you got like your infrastructure things like roads and like construction places, garbage dumps and things like that. So you got pretty much everything you would expect in a city builder, in a city simulator. And the thing that this game does a bit differently is it's more along the lines of macromanaging than it is micromanaging every little detail like there would be in, say, the older SimCity games. So this game is a lot more... I guess it's simplified, but it's got different things to focus on rather than like working out all of your plumbing and like where all your electrical lines are going and things like that. So it's a bit more of a sustaining game as well, so you don't have to be on top of it all the time, and you really just have to worry more about keeping your people happy and not pissing off the various factions that inhabit the island, and not pissing off, say, the United States, because if you make them angry by doing things to support like the communists, etc., then they might invade you, and you generally don't want that to happen. So you kind of just want to keep everyone happy, and you can do various things to like get more money and save money for yourself. You can issue a variety of different like edicts, which vary from like National Day, which is going to make the nationalists very happy, but you got to spend some money to do that. Or you can offer free housing for people, and the communists really like that apparently, but the capitalists don't. So you kind of choose which route you want to go in. You can try to juggle it between all like every different faction, or you can try to like really appease one over the other, although that can lead to some problems, like maybe rebels will start attacking your cities and your nation, and then you need to rely on, say, your soldiers to fight them off. So you don't really have direct control. You're more of just the kind of you're kind of like the god character trying to guide everything in the right direction, and you can do it pretty well. But there's obviously certain drawbacks. Like you can't just say, "Hey, little kid, I want you to go over into this desert and die." It doesn't work like that. So what we're gonna do is make a logging camp, because those are really useful for providing, like, one, jobs for uneducated people, because we don't have any schools yet, and they're also great for exporting lumber, so we can actually make a bit of money. So we can probably put it, yeah, just right there. It's fine for now. And what's going to happen is the construction workers that I currently have, yeah, I do have a construction office, that's good. It's fully employed as well, so that's always nice. So they're going to eventually rush over there to go build it. I'm just going to put it on high construction priority, so they all go there faster. And then eventually they'll get built, and then some of the uneducated people who don't have any jobs at the moment, or maybe they want to switch over to a new job, then they'll eventually become, like, woodcutters, loggers, whatever you want to call them. And what'll actually happen is they will, like, cut down the trees around you and stuff, and it generates a bit of pollution. But you can do things to mitigate that if you want to, like change the type of logging camp it is from clear cut over to like selective harvest, so it like tries to spare some of the trees so you don't like completely demolish all the environment and things like that, and that'll make the environmentalists really happy. So really it's about just juggling factions while you're trying to build the most profitable city you can build, or just island, town, nation thingy. So are they going over there to do it? They're going very slowly. It tends to be a little bit slow in the beginning because obviously you don't really have access to that many cars. You don't have garages, you don't have schools, so you don't really have education. So if I wanted to, say, make a hospital right now, I couldn't, because I don't have any college-educated people to work in the hospital. So you really have to kind of like build your way up to a new... like, new segments in the game, I guess I would call them. So it wants us to build a restaurant here. We're going to do that as well. Restaurants provide entertainment for people, so the people will be a bit more happy if they have a nice place to go to. And then, alright, let's see. So it's got some of the various, like, SimCity things going on as well. Like, there are, say, a bunch of, how do I word that? Disasters, that's the word for it. There are disasters that happen, like a tornado might come in and blow up a bunch of your buildings, or you might get a drought that, like, destroys some of your crops. Things like that. So it is very SimCity-esque, but it's not as much of a micromanagey type game. Let's go ahead and make some infrastructure. We'll throw a road down here. I might be making that road through a farm, but whatever. Those peasants can deal with it. And we're going to make a road over to our dock here, because every now and then there will be a ship that docks and exports and imports goods and brings in, like, new immigrants and things like that. So your population grows by both... Is he a criminal? No, he's a dock worker. Okay. Your population will grow by either people having babies, obviously, or just people immigrating to Tropico, your island nation. Now, I've explained the game, and now you're probably wondering, this is all well and great, but is it any good? Yeah, this game is really, really good. I'm going to load up one of my old games. Yes, I know, look at my amazing save list. It's so organized and neat, right? Let's see. Yeah, that was the big one that I spent a lot of time on. Now, I haven't played on this map in a long time, so I can't even remember what's there. This is later on in the game. This is when I've gotten up to 1989, kind of the more modern times era. And things are going pretty smooth right now, I think. Yeah, we got a lot of money in the bank and everything like that, so this is when the progression really starts to pick up. So, as you can see, I've got tons of stuff going on around here. I've pretty much inhabited most of the island now. And, like, to get here, it probably took me about 10 hours, probably. Maybe 6, I don't know. It's been a long time, but it took me quite a while to get to this point. And honestly, during that entire time when I was trying to get to it, it was incredibly fun. I think this game has a fantastic sense of humor to it. It's got, like, it's not an incredibly in-depth simulator, but it has a really good pacing to it. You know, it gives you lots of stuff to do in regards to building and everything. But one of the great things about this game, I feel, is that the game gives you a lot of different options as to what type of island ruler or island nation you want to have. So say on this island, I've focused a lot on tourism for the past little while. So I've got like a big tourism airstrip, I've got a big motel for them, I got a stadium, I got a big Ferris wheel and stuff, just to attract more foreigners to the island so they can vacation there, because vacationing and tourism is a great way to make some money. But if I wanted to, I could just not do tourism altogether, and I could even declare, say, martial law on my island. And if I were to do that, I would let no one leave. I could make just random farms everywhere, and people wouldn't know, wouldn't be able to, like, get out of the country. They wouldn't be able to get educated. And I could just be a total dick, to put it blatantly. And I really like that the game gives you lots of options, whereas a game like, say, SimCity doesn't necessarily give you those options. You kind of have to, like, rely on certain formulas to make the best city you can. Whereas in this game, you can still make a good city. It just might focus on different things than another one will. It might have different values and morals. So let's make a house somewhere. I really like this city, actually. I forgot I made this one. I think I actually, like, laid it out pretty well as well, so that's always nice. And I think, I was expanding here last I was playing, I think. What should we make? Can we make a house right there? No, it's not big enough. God damn it. I mean, I put about 40-something hours into this game in the time I've had it. Like, it's been a very on and off game for me, but all in all, it's been extremely... It's a fun game. Like, this is one of those games that you can sink hours into and not realize it, you know, like your Civilizations or your SimCities. You can just play them forever and ever, and you don't really get bored because there's lots of stuff to do. So, is this game worth it to me? I absolutely think it's worth it. I think that this game offers a ton of, like, awesome humor and enjoyment. It's just in-depth enough for someone who doesn't necessarily want to play a really micromanagey game like SimCity. Like, that's not something that I'm personally into, so I'd rather play a game like this where I can kind of macro-manage everything. And this game is a really good medium between a game like SimCity and, like, something very basic. So, I think that if you enjoy city simulators, if you enjoy games with awesome humor, if you enjoy grand strategy, if you enjoy grand strategy games, go check this game out. Why not? There's no point in not doing it. And maybe go check out Tropico 5 if you want to buy the newest and most up-to-date one, but you can usually get either the Tropico 4 or Tropico 3 for about $4 or $5 nowadays when they go on sale. So if you're a little bit skeptical, I think you should just wait till this game goes on sale and then try it out. If you like it, maybe move on to Tropico 5 when it comes out. Tropico 4 is awesome. It's standing the test of time so far in the 3 years it's been out. Not a whole long time, but it wasn't exactly a huge upgrade from Tropico 3. So, you know, the series is staying... It's not getting stale as fast as a lot of people would think it would be. And that's great. Go get this game. It's a really good game. It really is. And I don't know what else to say. I am PattyJack. I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. I would be super appreciative. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because then you can see all the other awesome content I make. And did you know I have a shirt store? Because I kind of do. It's down in the description in there.
So you can just go down there and click the link on every video I put up. And you can go buy like t-shirts and iPhone cases and maybe like a pillowcase so you can rest your head on my divine essence every night. So yeah, go down there and just go buy it, please, because, well, because haircuts like this are not cheap, alright? Let's go do it. Ugh, idiots.